Good morning, adventurers. As you guys have seen, we've been putting in a ton of work on this awesome vintage RV. The work has finally paid off. That's right, we are going out off on the road for our first ever road trip. Let's do it. Just kidding. Obviously, this RV is in no state to really be driven, but we're driving it anyway. Why are we doing that? That's the question.
So we were actually supposed to do all of this RV renovation up at Eric's dad's house, but right when we bought the vehicle, his dad ended up building a new house to move into, and it kind of turned into this whole fiasco for him, and so he's been very preoccupied with that, so we've been down at my parents' house. But now he has officially moved in and his schedule is wide open this weekend. It's going to be sunshiny. So we're going to drive up there and put him to work.
Yeah, and see how quickly he regrets agreeing to let us bring this heap of junk up there.
But he is much more versed in renovation, building,
yeah. He builds
everything.
houses for a living, so he knows what he's doing.
Yes.
Unlike us. But like we said, this thing was in no state to be driven because it's just kind of been ripped apart. Structurally, it's actually really strong, but we don't really trust it, so we've braced the whole thing with super strong 2x4s. I don't really think it's going to go anywhere, but we'd rather be safe than sorry.
No, and you can't go too fast in this thing anyway. There's no winds, no rain coming, so it'll be a nice, easy drive.
Hopefully. But before we leave, our plan is to go take this in for an oil change, because I don't think that it's had one anytime recently. If you guys remember, when we first bought it, we drove it for 5 hours to get it back here and really didn't have any problems. So that's what we're just counting on, that we're not going to have any problems in the 2-hour-ish drive up to my dad's. He just lives a bit more in northern Missouri. How's it going?
What's going on, bud?
Trying to see if you guys can change the oil on this old rig.
I'm sure we can.
All right.
We'll have to get you over here on this side.
Okay. They said they can do it, so we're getting our oil changed. If I can make it in their tiny garage. We're gonna hop out and let these boys get to work. Thank you. These guys are super nice here.
That was
Not gonna hit anything, right?
No, I think we can.
Dude, they absolutely loved it. They took one look at the dash and they're like, oh my god, this thing looks great. Not a crack in it.
They told us,
Whoa. Almost died there.
They did say we have to bring it back when we finish it so they can see what we've done.
Oh, we'll be back. But it might be a long time from now. All right, you guys, we are off. We got about 2.5 hours or so to get up there. Allison's riding behind me in the Durango. Fingers crossed for a smooth trip. We're just about halfway there. Decided to make a little pit stop, check things out, make sure nothing's broken, but she's in one piece. She's actually driving really well, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Here on the road, nothing was flying off, nothing was wiggling too much or, flipping back. Everything's buckled in and buckled down.
Yeah, back on the road. About an hour to go. Oh, well, good morning. So we made it, which we forgot to say last night. We did not have any breakdowns, which was lucky, I would say, but she actually ran really well, surprisingly. Now we've got a bunch of people out here. We're literally just ripping off all the seams. Check this one out. This is the stuff that we're dealing with.
Oh gosh.
So all the seams are all like this. So the idea is we take the nasty rusted screws out, clean all this old butyl up, polish it as much as we can, and then reseal it. And then we're done. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, just that easy. Just take it off of the entire RV and then put it all back on.
This stuff here was actually a temporary patch I did. I literally just stuffed butyl up in here just to keep the water out when the storms were coming. So now I gotta clean all that off. So this is my handiwork. We're gonna do it better this time. You guys, I ripped this trim off and it was the most foul smelling odor I've ever smelled.
Oh, there's like
give it a little sniff.
grubs in there.
I thought that over there.
Is that rough or what?
Smells like a fish market.
God.
Ew!
It almost made me throw up immediately when I smelled it.
Oh! Is this thing alive? Ew! Ew, it's so squishy!
There are creatures living inside this, you guys.
Ooh, I don't like it.
We got all brand new trim, so that's dead to us.
Okay, bye forever. While the boys are having fun up on the ladders, removing everything, I've been relegated to the corner to do what I do best. Clean butyl off of really nasty trim.
give you guys a little status update on the top of the RV. So this is what we revealed when we took the trim off. A little bit of rusted out stuff. We've got a bunch of old butyl tape, but honestly not as bad as I thought, because I think we'll be able to grind this rust down, clean up a lot of this stuff, and have a nice little foundation for the new trim. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start scraping gunk professionally.
He is actually really good at it. Nice work, kid.
I'm amazing.
Oh my God.
Is that all the way to the top?
We're trying as hard as we can to get this piece of wood out of here, but it is just not budging. We did it! This is the piece! It literally took us an hour and 4 guys to get out. It's beautiful. How's it going back here?
Great, I've had a front row seat to the whole thing. I've just been cleaning and watching the fiasco unfold. It's been pretty entertaining, although very scary. I know we've replaced a lot of things, but these like really tucked in things with gaskets and everything, I don't like it. Because then you gotta redo it.
We are gonna be able to fix this, damn it.
Yeah.
Or die trying, I guess. Yep. We are finally taking care of this nasty corner here. So this was just one piece of rotten wood where water was getting into the screws over here. But of course, to get to this, we had to rip all this aluminum back. And we did it. There's no going back now.
Can I just tell you, I know this is nasty, but this is one of my favorite sites I've seen in a long time. I've been wanting to get rid of this forever.
Oh yeah, it is gonna be a relief when it's done. But right now, we're in the middle of it. Okay, little update on this little corner rotten wood project. We took all this nasty wood out up here and I put some protective tape up here that's gonna block the nasty roof metal from this new ceiling material that we're gonna put in. So the idea is we'll just put this in right up here, replace that piece.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then we'll kind of brace this up there with these little pieces here, and then we're gonna fill all this in and make it hopefully sturdier than it even was before. But it's coming together, we're getting there.
That looks lovely,
Yeah.
dude. No, we didn't know if we were gonna get to this wood under here. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
More brisket wood.
So we knew this existed, or that it was all rotten. We could see it from the side here, but we didn't realize that we would be taking all the trim off so soon.
So now we're gonna get to fix this, and this is great because we fix so much stuff like this that it's super easy. You literally
take
just
out all the brisket.
Yeah, take out all the brisket, and then you just reform these pieces and tack them in. Because luckily this piece is still good. We're gonna keep that.
Yeah. Oh.
God, that just falls right out. I'm so glad we're replacing this.
That is not what you want your wood to do.
Holy cow, you guys. We made a lot of progress.
A lot of progress.
It may not look like it because everything is pretty much destroyed right now, but we have a plan to rebuild. But basically, we've ripped open all the seams and we're gonna clean all this stuff off. We're gonna rebuild this whole frame down here, which you guys saw earlier. We're gonna do that tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, some people got really sunburnt, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, does it look bad? I should have put on the sunscreen, I always forget.
I know. We've been working in the shadows or the shades so often, we just forgot. These things, we knew they were gonna come apart when we took off the trim.
Yeah, because these were already cracked in multiple places.
And we were dreading it because we want to replace these, but we don't know quite how to do it.
Yeah, because this is not something you can buy that I've found.
And getting the seam in here or the seal, it's very attached in there and not really meant to come out.
Should we show them the other side?
Yeah.
So you guys saw we were ripping that out earlier.
Oh my God. This is it. It's just a board. It's completely gone. It fell in half when Matt was working on it and trying to take out some staples. So now we have no choice but to replace it.
Yeah, but we're trying to figure out what to do because I think our options are we can either put some kind of wood here and just keep this flat, or we can bend some aluminum around this.
We got some
Stay tuned to see what we do.
Luckily still there's no rain in the day or two forecast.
That's why we're doing this right now.
Yeah, we have about 48 hours to figure this out, and hopefully we can. It's feeling so good to have so many things gone that we knew had to come off, and now they're off, and it's been great having the help.
Yeah, and now we're gonna get it all fixed and sealed up, baby.
Yeah. And it's never ever gonna leak again, and it's gonna be beautiful and perfect from here on out.
Anyways, everyone's barbecuing over there. We're gonna join them, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys, my dad has all the tools. Check this out. This is a friggin' blower. Battery-powered blower. I was using a can of duster and he was like, wait, let me get the right tool.
I didn't even know that this existed.
Oh yeah. So now I can just blow all this crud out of here before we button up this overhead cab area.
made an amazing discovery. Hopefully it works. Oh, wait!
We had thought there were staples all in here, but it turns out this is where the staples start, right there.
Yeah.
So this just slides in there and then everything else holds it into place. So that's why we didn't pry this off, is just because once you take these staples out, they're very hard to get back on.
So we took off this whole side panel and it was all rotted out down here. So we have cleaned everything up and rebuilt this whole bottom section that we are now going to affix in there.
I also put a bead of marine sealant here, and once this stuff goes on, it does not come off. So we're sure that we're ready to put this piece on,
Yeah,
right?
we're really sure.
This has actually been hours in the making because there were all kinds of little oddities that didn't fit. We had to buzz off a bit over here to get it to account for this little thing and all kinds of stuff, you guys. All right, put it up in there.
Here we go.
So we're just gonna clamp this in, then we'll screw it from the bottom. So there's a certain order that all of this has to be done in, and what happens is we're going to put one piece of trim on and then we realize, oh, if we do that, we can't access this piece up here. So before we can put these side pieces on, I've taken this piece off, revealed all this nasty old gunk. I gotta get all that cleaned off, and there's also a bit of rusted out stuff inside here, so I wanna get that as clean as possible while we have access to it. Then, and only then, can we button this all up. But we are getting close to at least resealing the front part. Yeah. Almost dropped the camera there. Okay, so I've pretty much cleaned most of this up, but check this out. So there's this rusted spot over here, and we knew this was here because we could see it from the underside, and this is what happened. You can see right here, the water seeped into that screw, followed this trail, and then pooled right here because they had two random pieces of insulation there. So this just soaked up in water and then sat there and rusted. So we're gonna make sure all these screws are nice and tight. We're gonna clean this up as much as we can, make sure that doesn't happen again. We are finally sealing the corners in this overhead cab area. We have this tape here that's for sealing corners in the RV, but it's very hard to apply, so you have to be very careful with it and make sure you cover all the seams properly. But this is our first line of defense to keep the water out. I'm pretty happy with what we've done so far. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say it looks great. Good job, Brian.
Thank you.
And I guess Eric.
Allison's giving the tractor a try.
Just gotta do this one and that one and how did I end up on here? What is happening right now?
You're gonna do great, kid. Yeah!
I do not think I have a future in tractor driving, but this is way fun.
So in the few days that we had everybody out here, we managed to get all kinds of stuff done that we weren't sure we were gonna get to do anytime soon. Basically, we've rebuilt the entire skirt around the bottom. We removed all of these seams, got it all as cleaned up as possible, and did a little bit of resealing, but we still have some work left to do on that. It's gotten a little bit cooler outside. It's a little cloudy, but there's still no rain in the forecast.
No, it's very nice today though, but there were some gnarly thunderstorms off in the distance last night. We could see the lightning and hear the thunder. Luckily, I think it missed us, but just in case, we had to put all the skirts back on. We taped everything up. We had to put the tarp on at like 10 o'clock last night.
Yeah,
it sucked.
just to make sure. We don't want all our open seams getting wet.
We have a few more seams to clean and we'll put it all back on.
And then we'll be one step closer to this thing being restored to its former glory.
I think it's way better than its former.
Yeah, even better than its former glory.
It's future glory. I am pretty sad though that we don't have a bunch of people helping us anymore. It's just back to me and this knucklehead.
Yeah.
Oh well. Goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.